Hey guys, and welcome to my first video of 2018. I'm really excited to be back on YouTube. It's been too long, so here I am making my first video and I'm excited. Today I'm going to be doing a New Year's resolutions video. I would like to say obviously a really happy new year to all of you. I hope you had a great day yesterday. It was pretty good for me. I went to my boyfriend's house and we watched Baby Driver, which we've been meaning to do for ages. His mum cooked this amazing food. It was wonderful. Best food I've had in a long time being a student, so you know, all good. And yeah, I'm just here to talk about my resolutions. It's something that I said that I'd do in my last video, so keep into resolutions, you know. And I have done a blog post about it already, so if you'd like to read that as well, maybe follow along with the video. I don't know if that's something people do, but you can do that if you want. I'll link it in the description and you can obviously read that and my other posts on there that I've been making. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. I have 15 resolutions this year, which might sound like a lot, but a lot of them I feel like are practical and reasonable and probably achievable. I feel like I'm going to do most of them throughout the year as a matter of course, which will be nice. But some of them are also just for fun as well, so that's also good. But one thing I do want to say before I get started is that if you guys have any resolutions that you'd like to share with me, please do. Because I am looking to take on a few more from like people's suggestions or from what I've seen other people doing, because a lot of these, like I say, are kind of practical ones that I feel like I'll probably achieve anyway, if that makes sense. But I just wanted to stick them on here to like really drive myself to do them. So I would like to see what other people are doing and maybe pick up a few more and do some actual fun things as well. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoy the video and let's get started. So my first resolution this year is to keep a consistent and a regular blog. This is something that I've tried to do for quite a few years now. I feel like I've done it for the past sort of 3, maybe 4. Yeah, I've tried doing this quite a few times and it's not gone too well. I think the one year that it did do quite well and like I did quite well with it was I think 2014, something like that. I was still in school anyway, and what ended up happening was that quite a lot of the people at my school started teasing me for it. They sort of read all of the posts, pulled bits out, posted it on social media, and really made me feel awkward and bad about myself, and I just couldn't deal with that because I didn't have very much self-confidence. I still don't, to be fair, but at this point I'm just a little bit like, I don't care, like, do whatever you want, you know, it doesn't bother me. So this year, yeah, I really want to kind of try that again. Maybe not talking so much about myself or my life, because I feel like that's where I kind of went wrong last time anyway, because I ended up just reaming off what I'd done all day and it wasn't as interesting as I wanted it to be. So this year I kind of want to write about different things, like not just myself, but maybe books that I've read or films that I've seen, TV shows that I'm enjoying, that sort of thing. Like branch out into different topics, maybe do some discussions, that kind of thing. So I think it'll be dead interesting. It's not every day, it's not like a daily blog, but I just want to keep up with it, maybe a post a week or something. So that'll be quite cool. My second resolution is actually what I'm doing right now, kind of. It's to make my YouTube comeback on BritishBiblioholic. So this is something that I've been meaning to get back to doing for like 2 years, because obviously I've been at uni for 2 years. And I did mean to continue with it, I genuinely did. Like, I really wanted to do it throughout uni. I brought all my stuff with me. I still have some footage that I made from like first year, but I never got the time to edit it together. I ended up getting an entirely new laptop anyway because my old one just fizzled out, like doesn't really work as well anymore, and the battery has completely died, so if you don't have it plugged in it won't turn on. And the last time I did boot it up, it actually crashed while it was updating, so it's probably broken forever now. So RIP my first laptop with my editing software on. The YouTube thing is something that I always wanted to get back to doing, so this year I really want to get stuck in with that. And not only do I want to come back to British Biblioholic, but I also want to do more vloggy stuff on the channel that I made for that, and also some like other content. So that's one of my other resolutions. It's like my third one, so I might as well just lead straight into it, to be fair. My third one is to start vlogging regularly and make game related content, or sort of like journalism, blogging, vlogging style stuff, just not book stuff basically. I know I tried doing a little bit of it on this channel, but I feel like it does well if you have it separate, just because a lot of people sort of go to a channel for a specific topic. Like I know a lot of people look for specifically booktube channels, and whenever they post something different it's like, oh my god, what are you doing, this is horrible, bring back my book content. I had that quite a bit like a couple of years ago. I think it didn't do so well whenever I posted anything else. So I'm definitely going to try and sort of split out into the different channels that I established and make some content for each. And I think that'll be really fun, just sort of branch out, have some new horizons to, you know, work towards as well. And it'll mean that I can sort of integrate my new interests. Like, I obviously love books, I'm doing an English degree, but I also love video games and I've been getting into that a lot more. I do a lot of journalism now, which is something that I never really thought I would do, but you know, I had to do writing somewhere and my creative writing has just gone completely out of the window. Haven't really done any for a while. I mean, I did some for uni, but I don't think that really counts because it wasn't very good. So yeah, so I want to come back to YouTube in the form of BritishBiblioholic and talk about books again, but I also want to do other stuff. So that's basically what I'm going to try and do. So yeah. My fourth resolution is to write an article for every section of the Courier. The Courier is my university's student newspaper, and currently, that makes me laugh because it's almost a pun, currently, I'm so bad. So yeah, I am currently one of the 3 gaming sub-editors for the gaming section of the newspaper, and as well as that I write for quite a few of the sections as well already. I write for gaming as it's my own section and I contribute some stuff there. I contribute to TV, film, science and tech, arts, and I think I've done something for lifestyle once. I think it counts as lifestyle technically because we did like a Christmas feature on food and drink that's like Christmassy, and I did a review of the Costa hot chocolate, you know, the billionaires one, so I think that technically counts for that. But over the course of this year I kind of want to contribute to all of the sections in some way because I always see everyone sort of editing them together and they look really good, and there's quite a lot of subjects that I never really delve into. I mean, some stuff is going to be really tough and I might not actually manage it, like fashion. Have no sense of fashion whatsoever, but you know, I'll give it a go. And there's stuff like beauty, definitely not gonna have a fun time with that one because I have no idea what I'd be talking about, but maybe there'll be something there that I can do. My 5th resolution this year, yes, finally, I've been trying to say that for like 5 minutes and it's just not gone well. My 5th resolution this year is to write more for the website Quillstreak, which I'm currently a staff writer for, and also for Switchplay magazine. Switchplay magazine is amazing. It's basically a fan project set up by a guy called Paul Murphy. He sort of spearheaded it and has come up with the idea to do this magazine because obviously Nintendo don't do their own magazines anymore. There's still the Sony one for PlayStation, there's still the Xbox one, but there's not actually one for Nintendo anymore. So Paul came up with the idea to do a magazine just for the Nintendo Switch, which is obviously their newest console, and I've written one article for it already. It was about Splatoon 2's Salmon Run and some of my top tips for that, because a lot of people that I see playing it just do not seem to know how to play. So I thought, you know, why not throw out there the sort of top 10 tips that I've got for people. So that's something that I've done in there already, but I would like to write some more articles for that because one, it's great to see your name in print, and 2, it's just a really, really good fun project and I really enjoyed doing it last time, so I'd like to write some more for them. And then Quillstreak, I've done quite a lot of articles for because I started working for them, technically, back in February? I think I joined on in February, but we started it in April. I think that's how it went. And basically, I've done quite a lot of articles for them already, but recently I've kind of been doing less. Obviously with like assessments and things for uni, I've kind of sort of panned out and not done as many, so in the new year I'd kind of like to get back to writing regularly for them because I feel like as a staff writer I've got that responsibility, and also it's something that I really do enjoy doing, and I'm not really sure how I panned off, maybe because there wasn't that many things that I wanted to talk about, but it's not really an excuse in a way. Like, there's plenty of things I can talk about and I have done before that I don't really enjoy in that sense. Like, I've done an article before on Tekken 7, which isn't a game that I play, it's one that my boyfriend plays, so it's weird that I did it instead of him in that sense. But yeah, there's stuff like that, and I just want to kind of get back to writing for them, and I want to do some more for Switch Player as well. I've actually applied to be a staff writer on there, so we'll see how that goes. That could be really, really nice if I got it, so fingers crossed. And I have to actually manually cross them because I'm so bad at crossing my fingers. I cannot do it. So yeah, definitely more writing should happen this year. That's one of my top sort of goals for the year. My 6th resolution is one that I probably should have got on with a while ago, so I'm definitely going to try and do this year. I'm going to try and learn to drive because I've had my provisional licence for 3 years now. It's going to turn 4 very shortly because it's obviously nearly my 21st birthday. It's at the end of this month, and I've had my licence since I was 17 because that's the age you can start to learn to drive in the UK. And all of my friends are now sort of, you know, they've got their licences, their full licences, and my boyfriend, for instance, has his car parked right outside. I can see it's like glaring at me out the window, so I would like to learn to drive this year because I feel like not only am I quite behind, but it would be dead useful. So my 7th, 8th and 9th resolutions are all uni related, so I'm going to try and talk about them all in sort of one vein because I feel like that would be a lot easier. My 7th one, and the first one of these 3, is to read all of the primary texts for all of my modules for this year. What I've been doing last term and pretty much my entire uni life, which is probably typical for my degree, is sort of picking out the texts that I actually thought I'd want to talk about in the final essays and just reading those and sort of ignoring the rest, but it makes it really hard to actually get through like the seminars and your study groups and things, because you don't know what you're talking about. I feel like it'd make my life a lot easier if I had more sort of like text to look at, and you know, I could actually have a choice then at the end. Like if I've read some text that I absolutely hate but then end up talking about, I don't have to do that anymore. I could pick something else and talk about that instead. 8th one is to finish all of my assignments early. This is even worse than the previous one because I'm notorious for leaving my assignments till the last minute. Some of them I've actually started on the day that they're due at like 2 in the morning and then finished them by like 3 p.m. They used to be due at like 4 p.m. in the afternoon. That was like the final deadline. And I don't know how I did it, I really don't, and I don't even know how I got such good grades on them. I always have a hard time cutting my essays back, and it always sounds a little bit disjointed, so if I had more time to look at them I think that would help me there. So definitely something that I'd like to do, but knowing me, probably gonna fail at some point. I think what I've written is that I'll want to finish them at least a day early. Gonna try and keep to it, like I've got good intentions, but we'll see. We'll see. The last one is kind of contentious for me in my own head, because in my perfectionist streak I'm always thinking I want to do the best I can, oh my god, I want to accept failure, I need this grade, but I'm setting myself the sort of bar of graduating university with a 2-1 or higher, so obviously higher is just a first, that's literally it, it's a 2-1 or a first. Yeah, I kind of want to get a 2-1 or higher because, I don't know, I've always wanted to do well and I feel like that's a good bar. Like, first would be ideal. That's what I've always wanted. Like if I could graduate with a first I would be amazed and I'd love it, because I'd feel like that I really achieved something, and I feel like in each academic step in my life I've always done a little bit better than I have before. Like GCSEs I got sort of like a range of grades, but then my A-levels were really good, and now I'd like to get a really good degree as well, because you know it's important to people, it's important to me as a person because I really want to do well at it. So I feel like graduating with a 2-1 or a first would be really, really good, and I'd feel really good about myself, and I'd just be happy with that. The reason that I don't want to like set it as a first definitively is because last year I did have quite a lot going on because of events, mainly anxiety and extreme stress, but other events as well that cause that. And I think if I set myself the first definitively, if I didn't get that I'd be really crushed. I don't really want to set myself up for that kind of overwhelming failure, because I know that it really will hurt, and also I know that I've tried really, really hard. And you know, if I don't get it, ultimately it's not a bad grade. A 2-1 is brilliant in itself, and a first is fantastic, but it's not the be-all and end-all. So I think if I keep to the 2-1 or a first level, I'll be happy with that, and really I'll be happy just to graduate at this point. Like, I've done a lot of work over the past couple of years, and this is obviously my last year now, and just getting through it has been an experience. So I think I'll be happy with ultimately whatever I get, but idealistically a 2-1 or a first is what I want to go for. My 10th resolution is a personal one. I think I'm getting into sort of the personal and fun ones now, but this one is highly personal to me. It's not something I've ever really been concerned with before, and it's one that I'm kind of awkward talking about a little bit. It's basically to lose weight, because I've gained quite a bit of weight over the past couple of years. Not really sure why. I think it's half because at home in Leeds when I was living with my parents I didn't eat as much, but also here I've actually learnt to cook quite a lot of different meals that I didn't eat before. Some of them have quite a high like sugar content, fat content. Like I eat things that I never thought I'd be able to cook before because I was useless. The one thing I could make before I came to uni was gravy, and that was some really damn good gravy, but it wasn't the best thing that I could make now. And I feel like just eating the different kinds of foods and the amount of stuff that I may be snacking on, because I love snacks, they're so good, and pizzas and things and unhealthy foods, I feel like I'm just eating different things now, and it's made me gain quite a bit of weight. So I would like to lose a little bit, be able to fit into my old clothes, because I've jumped several sizes, not like badly, because before I was really, really small anyway, like a little bit underweight before, and now I'm just a little bit overweight, I think. So yeah, my 11th resolution is to read 50 books. This is kind of the same kind of resolution that I make every year to set myself like a reading challenge. Same kind of thing that I've gone for, and I think 50 is a good, reasonable number for this year, as obviously now I'm doing a lot more different things, I don't have as much free time. And also, I can kind of cheat a little bit, because if I keep to like my 7th resolution, which is to obviously read all of the primary text for my modules, I actually gain books towards this. So I feel like if I tie those two together, it makes it even easier to achieve things, so that'll always be a good start. And then my 12th one is in a similar vein to that, but with video games. I want to play through and complete 15 video games, because I'm notorious, again, for sort of starting them and not finishing them. Like, I have this weird thing where I'll start a game and I'll really enjoy it and I'll like play it so much for a long time, and then I'll just stop, and then I'll just never end up finishing it. So my current one that I'm thinking of, that's sort of in my head right now, is Horizon Zero Dawn. I've got quite a long way through that, and it's an absolutely fantastic game and I love it, but I still haven't finished the main storyline for it. I'm obviously really slow for that because it's been out for so long and I really need to do it. But yeah, I think that's something that I should probably try and do in this new year. Basically try and finish any old games that I've already got and sort of play through some new ones. In the book half of it, I actually think that's a good way to get rid of some of my TBR pile as well, because I think if I try and focus on some of the books that I already own rather than buying more, not only am I getting rid of some of those books that I've already not read, I'm saving money, so that's always a good thing too. My 13th resolution is another personal one, and it's not something I ever really thought about until recently with the fact that I do have a boyfriend. It's basically to be a better girlfriend, because I'm not a bad girlfriend. I don't think I'm, you know, horrible. I don't abuse him much. I do tickle him a lot because he's highly ticklish, but that's not abuse in my book. Anyway, I do just want to sort of improve myself a little bit, because what I'm like is basically anxiety induced. Sometimes I do go into little states where I can be quite clingy, or I can badger him, or I'll end up being a little bit snappy or mean by accident, not meaning to, because I'm not naturally like that, but because I've got these sort of thoughts in my head, I end up like just basically snapping, and it doesn't turn out well because he gets annoyed with me, I get annoyed with him, we end up fighting, and it's no fun. And I just want to try and be better at that. I want to kind of try and calm myself down, make sure I recognise when I'm in those kind of moods, and, you know, switch it off before I end up reacting to it, because it's not what I want, it's not what he wants, and it's not something that's productive either, because some of the stuff that I've argued with him about has been so pointless and stupid, and it just really drives me mad to think about it. Like, for example, one time we had an argument because one of my clothes pegs was missing. Yep, I was hanging up the washing and I knew I had like 12 yellow pegs, 12 green, 12 orange, and one of them, I couldn't find it, and it's always been in the same place, and I don't know why I was so annoyed. But basically I have one of them stuck to my lamp. I have a tall lamp up here, which is where all my light's coming from, and it pins the wire to the actual bar, so I can find the little switch to turn it on, and I'd put it there for a practical reason, and then when I came to try and find it, I just couldn't find it, and I thought it must have lost it or thrown it somewhere, and I lost my temper, and it was absolutely ridiculous, and I'm really so embarrassed, and I'm really sorry, Jack, I'm really sorry. So I just want to kind of work on myself a little bit and try and be better. My 14th resolution is a kind of serious one in a way. It's to find a job, because obviously at the end of this year I'll have finished uni, I won't be getting my student finance anymore. I'm gonna have to find something, or I'll have to move back in with my parents, which isn't something that I necessarily want. Not because I don't like living there, or I don't want to live with my parents, it's because I want to live with my boyfriend. And he can't afford in his wage to support both of us, and obviously with a house or a flat it'll have all the bills, all the rent and all that kind of thing, all the food that we need to buy, all the supplies, everything. We will both need jobs if we want to live together, and I feel like if I want to do that now, it would be better if I try and find a job before I leave uni, or basically I'm going to try and find one at least before this tenancy in this house runs out, because this runs out in August of this year, so I've got until then before they'll kick me out and be like, you can't live here anymore. So if we can find a house or a flat and I can find a job by then, that'll be good. I'm not at the minute planning to do any postgraduate or masters or anything like that, so I won't have that as a cushion with financial support, and I'll have to start paying my taxes because, you know, that's part of growing up and that's fun, and I'll have to do my student loan repayments if I'm working, so that's all good too. So yeah, that's definitely something that I need to start thinking about, and if it's a good job and one that I like, great. If it's not, it's just life, I guess. And yeah, actually the 15th one is what I've basically just said as well. It's to move out of my parents' house and in with my boyfriend, so I've kind of already talked about it, so yeah. That's all of my resolutions for this year, which is scary, and I've got quite a lot of stuff on there, but I'm optimistic. I think I can do most of these. They're all sort of achievable goals, so long as I keep going with what I'm doing and focus and, you know, keep doing my work and all that. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I am aware it's probably going to be a little bit long. I can see that the camera's saying like 7 minutes for just this clip. I've filmed like 3 times because it keeps saying, I'm too hot, I need to cool down, and then the camera just shuts itself off, which is annoying. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please do let me know your resolutions in the comments. Feel free to read my blog posts and have a look at my blog if you like. It's also got a list of all my articles under my journalism portfolio. That's the header of the page, so you can have a look at all the articles I've written as well. If you've never seen any of those, have a gander, drop some comments, you know, leave some feedback, whatever you like. And I think the next video that I'll make might be either something about 2017 and what I've been up to generally at uni since I've been gone, or it might just be my first book video. I'm not sure yet. I'll see. So yeah, have a good day guys, have a good night if it's night time where you are. It is here now. It was daytime when I started this. It's not anymore. And I just hope you guys have a great rest of your New Year week, and if you're going back to work, hope it's not been too bad or too busy with all the Boxing Day-esque sales still going. And I'll just see you guys in my next video. Bye!